Hello everyone, I'm Xiaogang. This video log mainly records we extracted the indicator system from Lyra as a standalone plugin for use. So what is this indicator system? In the Lyra course, the code writing has been thoroughly explained regarding this indicator system. It is mainly used to display our health bar for life values. Meanwhile, the code for this is written quite well because its underlying layer is using Slate to perform such a drawing. We look at this place. At the same time, you can also open such an arrow. You can see at this position, you can open the arrow here, thus pointing to such an object. Therefore, this system is relatively independent. It's also convenient to use. Therefore, we extracted its core code into a plugin, then we use it in our projects. Think, we can toggle this feature through game feature. Toggle this feature. Okay, let's take a look. How do we extract and use it? You can see that it's still coming to us here. This effect, everyone hasn't made too many changes to this yet. Health value is displayed on the screen. It can be locked to the screen edge. Switch to blueprint think. Here is a game feature plike, which includes the content related to honor prompts. We do it through gamma feature action. Here is a components category. We complete the addition of components here. Indicator management system. Nameplate Manager. This is the nameplate. The nameplate is actually a health bar. It needs to be added to the base class of the character class. This component will register itself with this nameplate manager. Think, the business card manager will collect all the business cards and register them to the indicator manager. The components used have been switched to those inside the plugin rather than the Lyra or Gyra projects. Code assets are temporarily placed here. Later on, they need to be transplanted to another game feature, although this game feature is configured through the project. We hope that all the architecture code is placed in C++ with external calls only. The logic here is the same as Lyra, but has been extracted out. This is the code for the indicator. This is the code for the indicator manager. Here layer is the canvas used for drawing. Then what is its function? It mainly holds a slate. Then this slate retrieves the indicator to draw elements. Here there will be an interface. If you implement this interface, you can obtain the specific indicator object, thus completing the binding and passing of the object. Switch to the blueprint. You can see our health value control. Switch to the design chart. Then because it implements the interface of such a control, switch to then chart. So when it is instantiated, it can this indicator through the indicator. You can get the pawn, because the indicator carries the data source object when it is created. Okay, where is the external call flow? Switch to name source. The timing of execution is in begin play. Note that there is a timing issue here. Temporarily using a delay for a simple fix. These features only need to be implemented on the client side. Note the current position. The name card will retrieve its owner and pass it to the name card manager. This is the name card manager. This part is a bit complicated, because he also needs to solve the timing issue. He cannot determine the stable order between the name card manager and the name card initialization. So he made two scenarios. Either the name card manager has priority or the name card has priority. Communication is needed between them. During the initialization process, the most important thing is to build such an indicator. Complete data source and rendering settings on the indicator. Alignment. Projection position. Data source. This data object is pawn, because the component is mounted on the pawn. After completion, we can obtain the pawn binding in the health control widget. The name card manager needs to pass all the indicators to the indicator manager. At this position, our canvas can receive it. The canvas is added in our UI layout. Now switch to the UI interface. This is the canvas. Its underlying is Slate for drawing elements. The indicator plugin has been completed. Next, we go to handle the interaction plugin. You'll notice, if you're attentive, the indicator in C++ still has some code related to interaction. It is the interaction system here. We need to extract the interaction code, because we hope that our plugin should not be associated with our Lyra framework. But it seems unavoidable. The code here is coupled with the interaction code. Here, the interaction prompt is added as an indicator. The pickup sample on the screen comes from here. The functions here need to be reintegrated and processed into game_file. Need to wait for the extraction of the interaction system plug to be completed so that we can use a specific function separately. Switch to our interaction control blueprint. Open this widget. It also has implemented the control interface for the indicator. Then here there will be a bound indicator. Here is also related to our pickup. We should strive to simplify all Lyra framework code. Extract it to be more pure. For example, these settings. For example, the definition of the inventory system. This video will be demonstrated here.